Did you ever make anything happen? Anything you couldn't explain when you were angry or scared?
Dear Mr. Potter, we are pleased to inform you that you have been accepted at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry.
He will not be going, I tell you. We swore when we took him in we'd put a stop to all this rubbish.
That's right. This is actually a 2.5-hour movie with just the Dursleys. I'm sorry, guys, but the box art it misled us. Potter, along with Lord of the Rings, are the most popular selling book titles ever made. But really, as far as the movies are concerned, that is really just a very debatable subject matter. I'm sure for years to come it will never be easy to decide which series is better than the other, as there are hardcore fans for both series. Although I will say I'm more of a Potter fan myself, I am not by any means a hardcore fan. Nor am I here to compare the two series to see which is better. I'm here to take a look back to the very first adventure known as Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, or Philosopher's Stone if you're British, to see if Chris Columbus was the best to direct the first in a very popular book series, or if he just trolled everyone, including J.K. Rowling. We start off at night where we see a mysterious old man wandering Private Drive and gets accompanied by a Transformer! Actually, this is Minerva McGonagall, played by Maggie Smith. Her and Albus Dumbledore, played by Richard Harris, are here awaiting another character. Wow, they're just throwing all the characters here at once, aren't they? Named Rubeus Hagrid, played by Robbie Coltrane, to deliver character number 4. Harry Potter as a baby. We get a major flash forward to Potter at age 10, and he's played by the actor who will always be classified as that guy who played Harry Potter, Daniel Radcliffe. Interesting thing to note is that Radcliffe, while this movie was being filmed, was 11 years old, and that's mainly how old Potter is supposed to be in his first adventure. So he was left with his jack remaining relatives, the Dursleys. His Uncle Vernon, played by Richard Griffiths, Aunt Petunia, played by Fiona Shaw, and Dudley, played by, ironically enough, Harry Melling. Vernon and Petunia's gimmick is that they hate Harry and practically make him a slave around the house when he's not sleeping. Dudley's really is just being the Veruca Salt of this movie and wanting everything.
How many are there?
36. Counted them myself.
36, but last year I had 37!
Yes, well, some of them are quite a bit bigger than last year.
I don't care how big they are!
Seriously, like, the only difference between Dudley Dursley and Veruca Salt is their gender. And guess what? It happens to be Dudley's birthday today. They go to the reptile room, reptile house, where Harry notices some interesting things happen.
Sorry about him. He doesn't understand what it's like, lying there day after day, watching people press their ugly faces in on you. Can you hear me?
The snake can understand what he's saying. Now, if you've never seen any of the Potter films or read any of the books, just remember that snakes are very important in Harry's life. And this is literally the only time something relating to a snake does not harm him in some way. Or say something nice for that matter.
Thanks.
So Dudley got stuck in the snake cage, and of course, Harry gets blamed for it.
What happened?
I swear I don't know. 1 minute the glass was there and then it was gone. It was like magic.
There's no such thing as magic.
The next day, he gets a mysterious letter meant for him. And Vernon doesn't seem happy about that, and tries to dispose of them in many ways. But whoever sends these letters doesn't seem happy about that, so the anonymous letter deliverer just floods their house with them. And they move. Now I gotta say, that's an interesting location. And today is Harry's birthday. So after blowing out his candles, they get a visitor.
Hello. I am looking for Dr. Montgomery.
Excuse me. Who are you?
I am Stefano. I am an Italian man.
Keeper of keys and grounds at Hogwarts. Of course, you'll know what.
Harry's confused as to why Hagrid's here, so he's gotta deliver the most popular line in movie history. Say it with me now.
Lump what?
Harry!
I'm a what?
A wizard.
The Dursleys know about wizards and witches because Harry's mom, Lily Potter, and Petunia are sisters, and Lily got the same letter as Harry many years ago, and their parents were more proud of Lily than Petunia. So it's more out of jealousy that the Dursleys say there's no such thing as magic. And this is why they are so cruel to Harry most of the time. They are trying to be sure that Harry doesn't end up in the wizarding world. Well, a lot of good that did him. In a kind of rushed decision, Harry goes with Hagrid to do some shopping.
All students must be equipped with one standard size 2 pewter cauldron, and may bring, if they desire, either an owl, a cat, or a toad. Can we find all this in London?
If you know where to go.
Before they do any actual shopping, they stop in a canteen-looking spot where everyone gets shocked.
Bless my soul. It's Harry Potter.
This is kind of a reoccurring thing where someone says his name and everyone just drops whatever they're doing and looks at him. We also meet one of the Hogwarts professors, Professor Quirrell, who's a giddy, stuttering character who is the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher. Remember that for later.
Harry Potter. Can't tell you how pleased I am to meet you.
If you're wondering why a British dude has to wear a turban,
This is Professor Quirrell.
it's explained later.
How is it then?
Harry asks why everyone in the bar or canteen or I don't give a flying hippogriff piece of what it is know who he is. Hagrid feels he's not the one to tell him. But screw mystery, we got shopping to do in Diagon Alley. One problem though, Harry hasn't any money, so they gotta go to the bank. You know, can you like counterfeit money with magic? I don't know, it seems kinda odd to me that a magical world has stores and you actually have to buy stuff with currency. The bank is run by a bunch of goblins, not trolls, and one takes them on a ride to Harry's vault. Dude, a bank that gives you a lift to your own vault? That's just amazing! Also, believe it or not, this goblin controlling the car is actually important in a much later movie. But let's not get ahead of ourselves.
didn't think your mom and dad would leave you with nothing now, did you?
Getting to Harry's vault wasn't the only one that was plain here, however.
Best not to mention this to anyone, Harry.
Now Harry needs two more things, an animal and a wand. So he decides to get the wand first. And here we meet Ollivander, the wand salesman. Apparently, wands are more complicated than you'd think when purchasing them. Because it's not a matter of, oh, this one looks cute, I'm sold. The wizard doesn't choose the wand chooses the wizard. Now where have I heard something like that before roughly 6 years later?
A driver don't pick the car. Car pick the driver.
Anyway, there is one that seems to be calling Harry's name. And we get some intriguing information on it.
I remember every wand I've ever sold, Mr. Potter. It so happens that the phoenix, whose tail feather resides in your wand, gave another feather. Just one other. It is curious that you should be destined for this wand when its brother gave you that scar.
And who owned that wand?
We do not speak his name. The wand chooses the wizard, Mr. Potter. It's not always clear why, but I think it is clear that we can expect great things from you.
But after this talk, Harry is treated to his last shopping gift, a snow owl named Hedwig. So they head over to a pretty vacant restaurant or something like that, and we get a bit of exposition here. And if you're wondering why Harry has a lightning bolt-shaped scar on his head, and why he's an orphan, it's because of a guy known as He Who Shall Not Be Named. But come on, what would happen if somebody actually said his name? I mean, we all know his name is Voldemort.
Wizards are good.
Hold on one second.
Go bad. A few years ago, there was one wizard that went as bad as you can go.
Hello, can I help you? Abracadabra! Ha-ha! You missed! Abracadabra!
All right.
Ha-ha! Nobody fires green shit at me with a stick. Also known as Voldemort. So, that's why his parents died, but he got the scar because his mom left a love mark on him, or something like that. But the movie remembered that it's at the 31-minute mark, and we need to see a castle of villains, some friends, and of course, magic. He needs to get on a train at platform 9 3/4, and he gets help from Mrs. Weasley as to where that is. To get to the platform, he needs to run at the brick wall, and he'll go through. This is Ron Weasley, by the way. He's played by that guy you probably don't remember the name of, but every time you see him, you'll know him as that guy who played Ron Weasley. Or Rupert Grint for short. His gimmick, I guess, is being afraid of really small things and getting excited over really small things. And on the train, we meet Hermione Granger, played by the 11-year-old Emma Watson, also known as that chick who was in Noah and will be in the live-action Little Mermaid that won't be out by the time this review goes up, but oh yeah, she's also Hermione! Her gimmick, as many of you know, is she's like the smartest witch in existence, despite this being her first year at Hogwarts, so basically a female magic nerd.
You two better change into robes. I expect we'll be arriving soon.
Why wait till soon when I got the power of jump cutting? We finally make it to Hogwarts with one of the coolest shots accompanied with some really awesome and fitting music. We meet McGonagall again and tells the new students to wait outside until the others inside are ready. This is really just an excuse to have us get introduced to a new character. The I'm totally not gonna be a bad kid, Draco Malfoy. Oh yeah, and I guess it's important that we know his two colleagues, Crabbe and Goyle.
You'll soon find out that some wizarding families are better than others, Potter. You don't want to go making friends with the wrong sort. I can help you there.
And because Harry denied the handshake, Draco has an eternal hatred toward him. Everybody is conveniently ready for them, and they get led into the Great Hall.
We're ready for you now. Follow me.
Here, the first year's gotta do the sorting hat ritual thingy. There are 4 different houses the students can be put in: Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, and Slytherin. Here's how the houses are basically classified. If you're good and or a successful student, you're in Gryffindor. If you or will eventually be evil and be murderers, you're in Slytherin. Hufflepuff is yellow and sounds more like a breakfast cereal than anything. Hello, kids. Looking for something new to put in your bowls? Something new to scoop with your spoon? Want a new kind of breakfast cereal that's not just a breakfast cereal, but a new wonder and joy of life? Mad that your mother only uses coupons and buys that horrible Kix cereal that has no colors, flavors, prizes, or sugar of any kind? I mean, seriously, who created that shit? Then hop on over to your nearest convenience store or department store and pick up a new tasty box of cereal. Well, okay, the box isn't tasty, the actual cereal is, but, I mean, you can eat the box if you want to. Hufflepuffs, because your taste buds deserve more. Ravenclaw is blue and misinforms you that ravens have claws and not talons. So you could probably tell that there is really only focus on 2 specific houses here. By the way, remember when I said before that things relating to snakes is important in Harry's life? The house is called Slytherin. Sure, it's spelled differently, but what do snakes do? Slither. And Dumbledore feels like it's time to do a little foreshadowing.
The Dark Forest is strictly forbidden to all students. Also, our caretaker, Mr. Filch, has asked me to remind you that the 3rd floor corridor on the right-hand side is out of bounds to everyone who does not wish to die a most painful death.
So we only see Ron, Malfoy, Hermione, this chick, and Harry get put into their houses. Hermione and Ron get put into Gryffindor. Malfoy, here's a big shocker, are you all ready for this? You're never gonna believe it, gets put in Slytherin. Even bigger shocker than that. Since Harry's first 2 friends he ever made were put into Gryffindor, I guess he'll be put into Slytherin.
Gryffindor!
Well, I guess I'm an idiot. Oh yeah, and this chick was put in the Hufflepuff. Congratulations. You did it. So, while they're enjoying their feast, bet there are some Hufflepuffs in there somewhere, Harry seems to have his attention drawn to a professor wearing all black clothes with black hair, who's wanted to be the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher for years, and has the most adorable name ever. Severus Snape. Oh, careful there. You were 1 letter away from Snake. But it's okay. I'm sure he's not gonna be evil or do anything evil eventually. And I'm sure if we hear him speak, it'll be a lot better.
There will be no foolish wand-waving or silly incantations in this class.
Okay, maybe he's better when he's teaching?
Tell me, what would I get if I added powdered root of asphodel to an infusion of wormwood? You don't know? Well, let's try again. Where, Mr. Potter, would you look if I asked you to find me a bezoar?
I don't know, sir.
And what is the difference between monkshood and wolfbane?
I don't know, sir.
Pity.
Or maybe he just calls first years a failure when they don't know the answer to a question. But hey, maybe this is just the way he has students learn. Alrighty then, before I continue much further to more important things, let me just bring up that this is Seamus Finnegan, and this is Neville Longbottom. Both of them, in the first few films anyway, aren't exactly developed. Finnegan doesn't have anything that stands out as far as his character is, except for maybe all of his spells exploding.
What's Seamus trying to do to that glass of water? Turn it to rum? Actually managed to eat tea yesterday. Before...
God Leviosa.
Well done, dear.
Neville is really just that guy who always seems to be in the wrong place at the wrong time kind of character.
Sorry.
Reason why I bring both of them up is because people might kill me if I don't bring them up, and especially Neville because in the mail, he gets a remember all that is actually kinda sorta important for later. And Ron gets a newspaper, which is an article saying that something was stolen from Gringotts, aka the bank earlier, in Vault 713, which was the second vault Harry and Hagrid went to.
That's the vault Hagrid and I went to.